Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Mazgaon Dock Shipbuilders Q3 FY21-22 Earnings Conference Call hosted by DAM Capital Advisors. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone telephone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Mohit Kumar from DAM Capital. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thanks, Melissa. On behalf of DAM Capital, we welcome you all to Q3 FY22 results of Mazgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. From the management, we have Chairman and Managing Director, Vice Admiral Narayan Prasad, retired Indian Navy, and Director of Finance, Mr. Sanjeev Singhal, to discuss the results and take questions and answers. Without much delay, I hand over to the management for their opening remarks. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you very much. This is Vice Admiral Narayan Prasad, Chairman and Managing Director of Mazgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. Along with me is Director of Finance, Mr. Sanjeev Singhal. It's indeed a matter of great and privilege for me to extend a very warm welcome to all of you and present the credentials of Mazgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. Whilst we would take up all your questions separately, but I would just give you a small overview as to what company has achieved, the highlights, and what is being planned in the next, I would say, next fiscal. As you are aware, if you look at the performance during the last 9 months, MDL has achieved a revenue from operation of about 4,037 crores in the first 9 months of financial year 21-22 compared to 2,945 crores during the same period of financial year 20-21, which is an increase of 47.28%. Revenue from operations in this quarter, Q3 of financial year 2021-22, is rupees 1,552 crores as compared to 1,461.09 crores in the Q3 of the last financial year. The profit for the quarter increased from 138.74 crores in Q3 to rupees 217.80 in this quarter, which is an increase of 46.43 crores. The profit in the previous quarter of financial year 21-22 was 131 crores. This improved performance is on account of timely delivery of first ship of Project 15 destroyer, which is called INS Visakhapatnam. Higher profit is realized as uncertainties, contingencies are minimum after delivering the ship on time. A brief status of various activities presently going on MDL INS Visakhapatnam recently delivered first destroyer of Project 15 Bravo. Has sailed on 6th February. It will be going into the western, on the Eastern Naval Command to participate in the fleet review by the President of India. We have also delivered 2 submarines this year, and also the second Project 15 Bravo destroyer has already proceeded to sea 2 times, and the 5th submarine of the Scorpion project has also proceeded to sea 2 times. We have a plan for this year to deliver additionally 1 destroyer and 1 Project 75 submarine, which will culminate with this year. Besides, we have a couple of launches also, and we are planning to launch 1 submarine, which will be the 6th submarine. We will launch the second Project 17 Alpha frigate, and also 1 destroyer. So these are the likely targets which is planned for this particular year, 22-23, and the revenue from operations which have been realized so far, that is by end of is about by, if I look at 31st of December, is roughly about 4,300 crores, and we should be able to reach a target of about 5,500 crores, which will be the highest so far achieved in the annals of history of Mazgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. Now we can take the normal questions one by one.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may enter star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If your questions have been answered and you wish to withdraw yourself from the queue, you may enter star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment until the question queue assembles. To ask a question, you may enter star and 1. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may enter star and 1. We have the first question from the line of Rohit Natarajan from Antique Stock Broking. Please go ahead.
Thank you for this opportunity. So my first question is to do with this destroyer P15B. What is the current order backlog that this particular vessel have, and subsequently, what are the have we done with keel laying for all the vessels? What are the dates for those launching dates? If you could help us on those parts.
Thank you. As far as Project 15 Bravo Destroyer is concerned, as you are aware, the total value of the project comprising construction of 40 number vessels is about 32,051 crores, and this contract is of 2011. We have executed in this particular program order value of roughly about about 20,000 crores is the pending one, and as we are aware, the first vessel has already been delivered last year. The second one is planned to be delivered by end of the year. The third ship and the fourth ship, they are all at different stages of construction. The fourth vessel, we are planning a launch this particular year. The third ship is also at a very advanced stage of outfitting, and their gas turbines, that is the main propulsion aggregates and power generation and distributions, they are all at different stages of construction, and we are hopeful that the basing trials we should be able to start by end of the year or the early 23.
Sure, sir. So my second question is on frigates P17A. What is the outstanding order backlog that you have in hand? And is this frigate execution schedule similar to what your destroyer schedule is? Like, let's assume 1.5% of the contract value every month. Is that a fair assumption to make?
As far as Project 17 Alpha is concerned, the total contract value for construction of 40 number, this stealth destroyer is roughly about 24,195 crores, and we have got the construction program going in full swing. As far as the schedules which are there for Project 17 Alpha, I'll just share with you that 12652, which is the second vessel, and the third vessel, which is yard number 12653, their launching is scheduled somewhere in April 22 and November 22. And the key laying of the last vessel, which is called yard 654, is planned in May 22. We are looking for that slipway to get unoccupied, and we are already at a higher stages of construction, and the key laying would be done on that slipway.
Okay. And so finally, if I have to touch upon the submarine P-75 Scorpion class, what exactly is the order backlog that you have in hand?
Actually, as far as Scorpion submarine is concerned, a very large portion has already been executed, and as you are aware, the backlog amount out of the total project cost would be about, I would say, 3,800 to 4,000 crores. And as you are aware, 4 submarines have already been delivered. The trials of the 5th submarine is going on, and by end of this year, the 5th submarine will also be delivered. As regarding the 6th submarine is concerned, we are planning for an unpontooning, or what we call traditional launch, somewhere in March or April, and this vessel would be planned for I would say commissioning somewhere in 2023 mid.
Sure, sir. So if I add up all the order backlog, that is maybe 200 billion of destroyer, 241 billion of frigate, and 38 billion of Scorpion, it would be fair to say that we are having a 50,000 crore of order backlog as of now in hand.
45,000 odd crores. About 45,000 crores.
Okay, so that means the Scorpion is largely completed, exhausted.
I'm almost very close to that. We would have a residual, as what we have talked about, out of the total value of about 22,000 crores, about 3,800 to 4,000 worth of order book residual.
Sure, sir. That's it from my side. I will get back into the queue question if there are more questions in there.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may enter star and 1. We have the next question from the line of Ranjit from Mahindra Manulife Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Sir, if you can update us regarding the future orders in the pipeline, and next 2 years, which are the large orders that we are looking at, and how is this progressing?
Okay, I will just briefly touch upon what are the likely order books in the near horizon of about 2 to 4 years, and a long-term horizon for beyond 4 years. We have 7 plus 4, that is 11 next generation offshore patrol vessels, which is pegged at about 9,000 crores, where we have already the bids have already been submitted, and the bids are likely to be open this week itself. Besides that, we have certain RFIs which have been issued, and these are all some RFP and some RFI issues which are there. What we expect is this new generation corvette, which is pegged at 7 in number new generation corvette, it's pegged at about 15,000 crores. This RFI is out in 2016, and RFP is expected by end of 2022. I have already talked about the new generation offshore patrol vessels, where the bid is going to be open this week. We have few things from the Indian Coast Guard, which is new generation fast patrol vessels, 18 in number, which is roughly pegged at about 2,160 crores. So RFI has been submitted, and we are expecting an RFP from them by mid-2022, and also some air cushion vessels, that also RFP we are expecting in 2022. So these are roughly the order books which I can foresee right now for the next about 2 to 4 years, including the one where the bid is going to be open. And in the long-term horizon, we certainly have a P-75I, which is a construction of 6 in number, where independent propulsion system fitted conventional submarine, which is pegged at about 43,000 crores. The bid submission dates for this particular RFP is being extended to end of June as of right now, and MDL and L&T both will be, as a strategic partner, would be individually participating for this one.
Okay, sir, in that last one, what will be the role of L&T? It will be split between both of you, or is it like manufactured in L&T with the guidance of Mazgaon, or manufactured in Mazgaon? So how is that relationship?
No, as far as this strategic partnership is concerned, both of them are individually competing for standalone construction of 16-number submarine in collaboration with a foreign collaborator. So there is nothing called splitting or sharing right now, and both are individual strategic partner. And the strategic partnership is with the Ministry of Defence. So either MDL gets it or the L&T gets it as of now.
So whom are we having this collaboration with? Which foreign company?
Sorry, could you please repeat the question?
With which foreign company are we collaborating for this project?
Right now, that has still not fructified in terms of who are going to be our collaborator. But certainly, there is a sound potential with both ESME Korea and TKMS Germany. They are the only right now, in terms of timelines which have been enshrined in the RFP, they are the two qualifying partners as of right now. And as to who is going to be exclusively collaborating with whom has still not been decided. They are still supposed to come up with their bid answers, and we are waiting for that.
So what can be the likely timeline? Will it happen FY23, or will it become an FY24 for that order to fructify?
As what we estimate right now, as it's a mega program, and there are lots of clearances which are required by the respective government, and they are state-of-the-art technology. They are still under the process of their state government's clearances. So I can foresee, in case the bid submission takes place by mid of June, which right now is the timeline which is there, we can certainly, with all the subsequent steps which are involved, add another 2 years easily for the government to consider and process the entire thing, including the benchmarking and the CNC, and then I can see by about end of 24 an order placement.
Okay. And anything regarding some nuclear submarine which is possible, or that nuclear submarine program is completely taken off?
Right now, MDL is only engaged with the construction of conventional submarines.
Okay, sir. Thanks for this, and I'll stop it here. I'll rejoin for further questions. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, if you have a question, you may enter star and 1. We have the next question from the line of Umesh Raut from Dolat Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Congratulations for the good set of numbers. So my first question is again a continuance from the earlier participant's question. So just wanted to know update on the repairing orders as well, as we were expecting second submarine order to be kind of received for the repairing. So just wanted to know update on it.
Right now, we are executing the repairs of the submarine, which is medium refit and life certification, which should get completed by March of 23. This project is pegged at about 1,300 crores. And in the same year, which is 23-24, we are expecting an order for a similar kind of a program called MRLC and pegged roughly at about similar price. Let's say with an escalation or taken about 1,500 crores. But besides that, we are also hopeful as far as the repairs and maintenance segment is concerned. Our Indian Coast Guard order, where we have submitted our RFP and all, was about 20 crores. In commercial ship repair is about 1.8 crores. To the Navy, we had submitted an RFI sort of a thing for a medium refit of 3-number missile carrier vessels for about 500 crores. So totally about 1,500 crores are something which is in horizon in next 1 to 2 years in the sector of repairs and maintenance vertical.
Okay, got it, sir. So my second question is about the other expenses, where this quarter we had nil provisioning. So going forward for say next couple of 3-4 quarters or in next 3-4 quarters, how do we see in for provisioning? Are we expecting any further provisioning happening?
As far as the provisioning is concerned, in fact, during my last discussion also this was indicated. In the previous quarter we had a provisioning of around 37 crores. Which is under discussion with Navy, and we rather expect that there could be certain reversals in Q4 this year. Additional provisioning will also depend on number of variables. It is difficult to predict what would be a pattern. Rather, there won't be any pattern with respect to provisioning. Right now, we don't envisage any significant amount of provisioning.
Okay, got it, sir. And sir, it is good to see that you have upgraded your overall turnover for FY22 to around 5,500 crores. So just on the similar lines, could you please guide somewhat about the execution for FY23 as well?
23 we are expecting another increase. Should be in the range of 6,000 crores. But greater clarity would emerge on the B&D spares and the equipments which would be forthcoming. We are expecting as of now 6,000 crores as far as 23 is concerned.
Got it, sir. Sir, on supply side, do you expect any disruptions which are going around currently, or we had any disruption in third quarter as well, and that is where our execution was slightly lower than what we were expecting? So are there any supply disruptions, or are there any, I mean, the situation is now normalized for the procurement now?
As far as Q3 is concerned, we don't see falling behind target. Rather, the performance has been reasonably good. So the target for the current year was set at 5,000 crores. We definitely see that we will be exceeding this target quite handsomely. So there has not been any impact with respect to supply disruptions. I do not know how this question is put up. Going ahead also, as of now, we don't see any supply disruption, but you are also aware of the geopolitical situations. If things develop adversely, nothing can be predicted.
Got it. So my last question is on the capex expansion. So basically, we are expecting finalization of P75 order by FY24. So to occupy that kind of order, we need to also go for the capacity expansion. So what could be the rough cut timeline when we would be kind of going in for the capacity expansion at Nhava Sheva?
If you're talking about execution of the or placement of the order and subsequent execution of P75I,
yes,
you are aware, we have right now existing capacity to simultaneously construct 11 submarines. Presently, out of the entire lot, we are constructing or focusing our attention only on one submarine. That also is about 85% complete. So entire area which is required for construction is right now empty. So whenever the order is placed, barring some very minor sprucing up of the infrastructure facility, we are all ready and good to go.
This is with respect to submarine. In fact, the Nhava yard was never being considered for upgradation with respect to submarines. It was always for the shipbuilding activities, for which we have told earlier also, until we have a significant clarity with respect to the future order position and the size of the vessels, we don't intend to undertake on immediate basis.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir. I'll join back the queue. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may enter star and 1. We have the next question from the line of Rohit Natarajan from Antique Stock Broking. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for this follow-up. Sir, my question is now confined to the capacity that we have. You said you can simultaneously do 11 submarines. So is it confined to a deadweight tonnage? Because if I see not just this submarine part, you have even plans to add up corvettes where you are expecting an RFP by 22. So let's assume if you have corvettes plus these orders too, would it not be a fair assumption that we may require a bit bigger capacity?
With the about 1,000 crores of modernization which has been undertaken about 3 years back, our present capacity at Mazgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited is for construction of 11 submarines and 10 capital warships simultaneously at different stages of construction. Right now, as I have mentioned, submarine sector is almost empty. And as far as the ship is concerned, out of the 10, we were building 8 ships, of which one is already delivered. So we have 7 at different stages of construction. And by this end of this year, even the second vessel would be delivered. So you have out of the total capacity of 10, occupied area is only that for 6. So as and when we get to understand a confirmation of placement of order, we will look for any augmentation, whatever is required. But right now, whatever we have and likely orders which are going to fructify, we are sufficiently placed with respect to the order that we are handing and the vessels order which are going to come. We would also be trying to make use of certain additional, I would say, companies, smaller shipyards in certain stages of construction. The case in point being Shaw's Shipyard at Bharuch in Gujarat has been our partner, with whom we are already in construction on certain stages of Project 15 Bravo destroyer. Certain sections are also being built by Chowgule Shipyard. So we can cooperate with them, whatever is the outflow. Now this 11 OPVs or new generation OPVs, as per the RFP, it is 7 plus 4. 7 will go to L1 and 4 will go to L2. That is the scene which is there, and presumably you will get to know in the next 2 or 3 days as to who becomes the L1. And we are already geared up as to the manner in which we will build them here or outsource certain part of it at different places.
Sure, sir. So now coming to this execution front, that is within the existing order backlog, I understand that by and large, to a large extent, you have all the vessels will be achieving this launch date by FY23. And once that is done, at least 1.5% of the total vessel size should be booked every month. And if that is the number internally, if you are targeting, maybe we should be looking at 7,000 crore. So why is this guidance talking about 6,000 crore kind of number?
The entire ship construction program do not go linearly with the mathematical calculations which we have just worked out. It doesn't work at all. So you cannot do a linear calculation that you have achieved a target of 5,000 in the year 2019-20. So you have to achieve a target of 5,500 in the next fiscal and keep on incrementing out there. They all are at different stages of construction, and entire ship construction, if you take an X and Y axis, go as per the S curve. And as and when there is an addition of equipment and other systems on board, that multiply. So you'll find in the beginning when you are at a development stage of design and all, there is no addition. The VOP would be low. Though you are buying all this equipment and everything, this means shipyard is not lagging behind. Stores are all coming in our store houses and all best to buy high cost items. They've been all procured. But that is not good enough to be taken on board ship. So the value of production, though items available within the premises of MDL, will not be there. Similarly, toward the fag end, when everything has gone inside and you have got almost about 1 year of trials, sea trials, so there is no value of production added. So that year, you are already about 90% completion or 85% completion of that particular vessel, and there will be hardly any add-on on the VOP. Now, if you translate this particular thing across all the platforms at their different stages of constructions, onboarding of equipment, the same formulation applies. So when we are talking about how much we have achieved this fiscal and what is going to be there, it is all based on the construction program and as per the S-curve formulation.
I'll slightly add on this. With respect to the 1.5% which you have just talked about, the physical progress and the financial progress, this will always not be aligned. There will be stages when the physical progress stagnates, but the financial progress is significant in case a high value equipment goes. And there would be phases when the physical progress is going on and significant financial progress is not there. So we are talking on two different fronts altogether. 1.5% is with respect to the physical progress, whereas the 6,000 number is based on the financials.
Got it, sir. Got it. I really appreciate that part, sir. That was quite a helpful explanation. Sir, now coming to this cash that we have in books, at 1H, I believe we had almost like 10,000 odd crore cash and cash equivalents. What is that position now looking like?
We still have cash around 10,000 crores, of which MDL per se would be around 1,300-1,400 crores. Balance is the project cash which is available, for which the orders have been placed, and we expect the expenditure to be incurred over the next couple of months.
Sure. And finally, sir, on the cumulative provisioning done till date, what is that number looking like?
Provisioning with respect to what? With respect to submarine, we have done the provisioning for the entire LD. Our case is under discussion with respect to the boats which have been delivered, and we expect favorable decisions. So in case the decisions are favorable, there could be a significant reversal of provisions.
So what is that number, sir?
The total provision was created at around 1,000 crores, but we would not be able to know or speculate right now what could be the final LD.
Okay. Apart from submarine, do you have any other provisions?
No, we do not have any other significant provisions made. With respect to shipbuilding, we have not provided for LD. The first vessel has been delivered without any LD. It was well within time. The second vessel also, we are confident that it would be delivered well within time. So we do not envisage a LD provision right now with respect to the ships.
Sure, sir. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Ranjit from Mahindra Manulife Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Just wanted to touch upon this guidance again, like this 6,000 crore is assuming this new order which you are expecting is not coming through. So in case if we get that order, this can be a higher number, or you feel that even if we get that order, it will be mostly coming, the execution will happen in FY24?
Currently, the revenue projections are based on the orders which are already available with MDL.
Okay, so that is, I think the order book is around 45,000 crore.
45,800 odd crores.
Okay, and this includes
order book.
And what is the lion's share of this order book?
Project 15 Bravo is 20,158 crores. 17 Alpha, that is frigates, is 20,488 crores. The submarine is approximately 5,000 crores, and the medium refit is 171 crores, and some small value orders for the balance portion of around 15 to 18 crores.
Okay, so in case if we are getting some of these orders which you had outlined, then probably we can expect these growth should be also a higher number, because that also
orders, definitely it would add up to my revenue, but it would not be immediate. Like shipbuilding is a long gestation projects. So difficult to speculate with respect to what kind of orders and what kind of numbers they will be adding to on immediate basis.
And is there any thought or from the government regarding moving the fuel from diesel to some green related because nowadays green and renewables is a focus. So is there anything in that line which you are also being asked by the government?
In terms of migration to green fuels to utilize both on both submarine and ship is concerned, low sulfur high speed diesel, that is the fuel which is being used across all the major platforms in the Indian Navy. But certain blending of this fuel with the different less polluting as a green fuel experimentals have been going on. But these all are on a very, very small pocket. And such immediate migration of capacity to generate such a huge amount of fuel which is required, we are still waiting and watching. But to make the whole thing system more fuel efficient with the existing fuel, there are lots of things which are being conceived. Like, for example, we use electric propulsion system on board submarine. This means you run your diesels and charge your batteries, and batteries power your propellers. So to get into a little more high energy enriched and fuel efficient, we are trying to look for a lithium-ion battery. Similarly, for a enhanced submerged endurance, we are already experimenting with fuel cell-based air-independent propulsion system, and some of our DRDO lab have already made a land version successful trials, and that is the state-of-the-art technology that would greatly enhance both the capacity to remain dived for a longer duration, and there would be far more efficient and less polluting.
Okay, and these are currently, we haven't incurred any capex for these R&D. It is like completely funded by DRDO. So in future, like, will you be also looking at putting some capex and developing some of these solutions so that we can adopt it in our ships also in future? Is there some thoughts?
In fact, there's a very large amount of impetus which is being given by the Department of Defense Production, and a huge number of projects have been launched by them. Case in point being IDEX, they have got a centralized pool of funds, and any entrepreneur who wants to come and demonstrate their product in line with the requirements of the Army, Air Force and Navy are encouraged to meet the specification with an assurance of certain amount of naval or the Army Air Force order. We have also embarked on, in a very small manner, and we have already funded that program for development of lithium-ion battery in conjunction with one of the startups in Chennai. So likewise, we are also collaborating in the production of a lot of indigenous product by giving, I would say, patronage to these entrepreneurs. And this is being given a lot of impetus by Department of Defense Production. We have DefExpo in Gujarat, 10 to 13th of March, and there's going to be some major announcements made in terms of funding of these programs by the Department of Defense Production and the Ministry of Defense.
Okay, and in any of these forums, is hydrogen as a source of fuel discussed, because that's another major thrust by the government?
If you are looking at this fuel cell, when we are talking about fuel cell based air independent propulsion system, they are making use of the same concept to generate electricity to charge your batteries. So land version trial of this concept, which is the state-of-the-art technology in one of our DRDO laboratory in Ambernath, we call NMRL, has already been completed, and they are going for the, I would say, the ruggedization and marinization of those products. But in terms of, besides the submarine, surface ships, I do not find it immediate implementation.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thanks for that elaborate answer and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Sarthak Chuk from AMPL. Please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, sir. As discussed in the budget
Mr.
last
Chuk,
week.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but the audio from your line is a little low. Could you use the handset or increase the audio?
Yeah, just a second. Hello?
Yes, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. As discussed in the budget last week, our Honorable Finance Minister announced a PLI scheme focusing particularly on indigenous drone manufacturing. I wanted to know if there is any PLI scheme focusing on shipbuilding activities, and if yes, how can the company benefit from it?
I think it's not audible. Could you be please a little more louder and clear?
Sir, I wanted to know that last week, as discussed, our Honorable Finance Minister had announced a PLI scheme focusing particularly on drone manufacturing, indigenous drone manufacturing. How is there any PLI scheme focusing particularly on shipbuilding activities? Hello?
What I can make out from your question is drone manufacturing.
Right.
And certain scheme for shipbuilding.
Right. A PLI scheme. Is there any PLI scheme for it?
What is a PLS?
A PLI scheme.
There are certain other incentives are available in case of exports for the shipbuilding.
Right.
It doesn't fall under the PLI. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Mr. Chuk?
Yeah.
Sir, could you repeat your question once again, sir?
I wanted to know that last week the Finance Minister had announced a PLI scheme focusing on indigenous drone manufacturing. So is there any PLI scheme focusing particularly on shipbuilding activities?
So right now we do not have any details with respect to a PLI scheme for the shipbuilding industry per se. Of course, there are certain other incentives as far as the shipbuilding industry is concerned with respect to exports.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the answer.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Viraj Makhani from Jupiter Financial. Please go ahead.
Hello. Hello.
Mr. Makhani, please. This is the operator. Please use the handset.
Yes. Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Sir, my question is only on the exports. Any development on the export side? Because we haven't highlighted anything. Means, are we looking at something to exporting, say, submarine or something else to other countries or any interest from them? That's what is my question. That's it.
I'll just take this question. We are working on this export aspect, and we have quoted for offshore patrol vessels for Argentinian Coast Guard, floating dry dock for Suez Canal authorities, and also we have been declared as L1 for a RoPax vessel for Tanzanian government. They together form roughly a value of about 2,000 crores. But in this COVID scenario, and also the government's slowed down investment in constructions of these platforms and all, we are very, very hopeful because we have submitted our RFPs and also the financing scheme. We are all looking and waiting for the response. This all translates into about 2,000 crore. As I have told you, we are also L1 for a RoPax vessel, which is roughly priced at about some 600 crores.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not 600 crores, it is 25 crores. This Tanzanian this thing, which is there, that is 2 in number OPVs, and the Suez Canal ordered or required floating dry dock, they together constitute about 2,000 crores.
Okay. And any roadmap for the exports in future we are thinking of or something like that, or?
Whilst we are interacting with all the nodal agencies to all the embassies across, and we are expecting to harness certain orders from abroad, we haven't been able to make a much headway so far, except repairing some ship which is about 2 crores, which is a foreign order paid in US dollar in MDL. But we are also exploring certain feasibility from another shipyard in Vladivostok in Russian Federation called Zvezda. And that is being coordinated. We have deputed a team. They want almost about some 800 to 1,000 people to go there and work out in the constructions under the supervision of MDL. And lots of deliberations are going around there. That could be there. But for delivery of a capital warship to any foreign client, knowing that Mazgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited builds only capital war vessels, which are very high. I mean, where the financial engagements are very high. For example, a destroyer costs about 8,000 crores in Indian rupees. A stealth frigate costs about 6,500 crores. A submarine costs 4,000 crores. Now, such kind of a customer from a mid-level countries, we're not getting a supply. I mean, we're not getting an order from them. But we are hopeful at some point of time they have immense interest in the capability of Mazgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. And should that come, we will share with you.
Okay, that's it. That's it from my side, and all the best, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Money, an investor. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, I wanted to understand a couple of things regard to margins. One is, if margins were actually fixed at 7.5% as part of the...
You a bit louder, please.
Yeah. Is it better now, sir?
Slightly.
Yeah. Sir, I wanted to understand if, regarding margins, if margins were fixed at 7.5% as part of the nomination bidding, how did the company achieve higher profit margins in the past to the tune of, say, 10%? That is number one. Number two, sir, is with the change in the bidding system right now, what is the net that the company will be able to take as profit? I understand it is difficult to state at a quarterly level, so you can just take the entire order book that is visible right now till, say, FY27. You mentioned 45,000 crores till FY27. You can take that entire order book and tell us what will be the net the company will be able to take as profits. Those are my two questions. Thank you, sir.
As far as the current order book is concerned, current order book is on nomination basis, and for which we have told earlier also that the margins are pegged at 7.5%. Further, there are certain components on which the profit is not applicable. So practically, it works out to less than 7.5%. In the past also, I don't think at any point of time, as far as the production activities are concerned, we have ever reported a margin of in excess of 7.5%. Whatever margins you are talking about, they include the income from the interest. So whatever excess cash is parked by the Navy and we deposit in the fixed deposit and get some interest, that also adds to my profit. But project per se, the margins are pegged at 7.5%. Taking certain components with respect to exchange rate valuation, with respect to the NRE items on which the profit margins are not there, this profitability was less than 7%. In fact, in the past 5 years, this has ranged between 2% to 5%.
Okay, sir. So the 7.5% you're saying is more of operational profit and does not include the other income expenses that you will get out of the float money.
Absolutely.
Okay, sir. And the current order book that you are citing, which is 45,000 crore, is also on the nomination basis?
On nomination basis, this has a similar kind of margins. Of course, there will be additional income in the form of interest.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. That's all I have. Thanks a lot and all the best.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Rajiv Rupani, an investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Sir, my question is regarding the project 75 for 6 submarines. in June con call, that is on 11th of June, you had said that 4 months to submit the bids. So, and now in this con call, you said the bids will be submitted at the end of June this year. So, is there any delay in submitting the bids?
You're talking about Project 75I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. When the RFP was issued in, I would say, June, the timelines which were given there were bid submission was supposed to be January. They were made a very, very stringent timelines. But looking at the response from majority of these foreign OEMs, they didn't find great going with them and the timeline and the complexity of the entire program. So they had to multiple times revise this particular thing. And if you look at the this RFP was issued on 20th of July. The pre-bid meeting was supposed to be on 21st of September. Submission of bids and bid opening was supposed to be 9th of November 21. And supposed to be also this commencement of field evaluation trial by mid-April 22. Now these were very, very stiff targets. But after all the willing partners who are here, the capacity taken and the government approvals taken into consideration, the revised schedule for bid submission is end of June 2022. And whilst everybody is trying his level best, the government approvals for the respective countries have still not been fully processed. And my take would be these are still susceptible to some more delays by a couple of months.
Okay, and that was very helpful. And my second question regarding this is, you had now only MDL and L&T are in the fray, and you had guided us that MDL is a very strong contender. So could we say that out of the 6 submarines, majority will go to MDL, let's say 4 or 5? Could you guide please?
This RFP, which has been issued, talks about 2 strategic partners, 2 independent strategic partners, Mazgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited and L&T. And it also very clearly elaborates that all the orders will go to L1. So there is going to be, as per the RFP provisions, no division, no sharing. It will be 6-0 or 0-6, as what I understand.
So would the majority of the orders go to MDL? Is it fair to assume?
So what has been told is that there are 2 competitors, L&T and MDL. We had earlier also CMD had spoken about the capabilities of Mazgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. We have already delivered submarines. We have a proven capacity, proven competency and capacity available, which makes us a very, very strong contender. As far as the RFP is concerned, RFP structure is that the entire order of 6 submarines would go to only one bidder, whosoever is L1.
Okay.
After they have been evaluated technically.
Okay, that was helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Sarthak Gupta from Sunil Bros. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, please.
So my first question is, do you have any plans to advance or to promote the stock?
Plans for?
To promote the stock. Mazgaon Dock shares.
Voice is coming a little garbled. Can you please speak a little louder and a little more clearly, slowly?
I'm sorry to
Hello.
interrupt, sir. Sarthak, please could you use the handset?
Hello.
Yeah. Now you're clear.
Yeah. Do you have any plans to advance or to promote the stock?
Advance or promote the
Stock.
stock.
We didn't get your question exactly. What do you want to know?
As you know, the share of Mazgaon Dock is not able to perform. So, do you have any plans, or do you have any plans regarding that?
As far as the share prices are concerned, we are not into any kind of action directed based on the share prices.
Okay.
whatever execution is there, it is based on the order book, the capabilities available, capacities available, and looking for fresh orders. How does the share market behave? We would not be having any control or intention to control on that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, due to time constraints, that was the last question. I would now like to hand the conference back to the management for closing comments. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. It was a very insightful interaction with all of you. I hope we have been able to take all your queries and answer you to your satisfaction. Still, if something has not been answered, it could be separately forwarded to our company secretary, and we will try to give you whatever is the most valid answer. So thank you very much, and take care and remain safe.
Thank you, members of the management. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of DAM Capital Advisors Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines. Thank you.